Hey, Makosi. Yeah, Bafethu, I am so sorry. I am so sorry ukuthi the stream is late. I have some personal things that happened. Someone broke into my house at home. So now I had to deal with those things because my nieces are not safe. So I was busy dealing with that. So that's why I had to postpone the starting of the live stream. Even now, it's just on a call. So even on a live stream, there might be a possibility of which I might go and attend to that because, yeah. But anyways, today we are talking about Chiefs playing Royal AM. I'm trying to summon the energy plate, but ayikho energy. I'm just depressed because if you are a man, you know this irresponsibility of your family is yours. But hey, we are here now. They are safe. So the starting 11 is out, and surprise, surprise, Umart is playing. No, the starting 11 is out, and I would be honest with you, I don't think there are many surprises. Well, there are, and we'll look at them. I will just put the starting 11. It's rolling down here, as you can see, but also I'm just going to pull this graphic as well so that you guys can also see, because I feel like there's quite a few things to talk about. Hey, there's quite a few things if you think about it, because you look at the team that the coach selected, there aren't many complaints. There aren't a lot of things that we can complain about, but there are things that turn heads and make you go, huh, that's interesting. So I think that's the situation that we find ourselves in here. Blade is saying, what is Blade saying? Uti Blade hamba uyomkhahlela lo uyakujwayela kabi uqhekeza kwamdungu. Hayi mfethu, yabona nje the whole day ingane yami traumatized kabi, because imagine you are at home and then someone breaks into your house and then uzokuphuca ifone ukini. So that sucks. What I hate the most is that manje ingane is traumatized. Yeah, so I hate that. And then Utabo is saying, Shanti Eshimpilo Saile must learn to relax inside 18 yards. Yeah, it's one of the many things that we are talking about, because one thing that makes me look at this and go, huh, interesting, is the fact that looking at that starting 11, my head, I can't help but say, wait a second, where is Saile going to play? Because we've seen this thing before. We've seen this thing of Saile starting and then they end up playing him as a winger. And I'm like, Kaibu, as a number 9, which I've obviously made my point to this time. Uguti, that man is not a winger and he should not be played as a winger. But we continue doing that in any case. So, because I don't understand why you would continue playing to do this. And then the people who are asking, are you going to be live during the game? Yes, I am going to be live during the game, but I will not be live streaming the game. I don't know whether I should write a disclaimer. I cannot live stream a game because I do not have rights to live stream the game. I would get demonetized and my channel would be closed. So that is why I cannot show the game. But I'll just be doing a watch along. We're watching the game together and we are talking about it. So going to the starting 11, I think the first unexpected sort of thing that happened is the fact that we see there ukuthi kunoNjabulo Ngcobo, which I'm happy for him, because we've talked so many times about Njabulo Ngcobo and how the guy has not been giving enough chances. Even when he is given chances, then what ends up happening is that he gets dropped just like that. So I am happy that he's actually given an opportunity once again today. So I hope that today naye phela he can make his mark, because the last thing we want ukuthi manje umuntu sloku sim defender and then it doesn't it's that, yeah. And then Thabo is saying, Mpilo, we must learn the rules when coming to streaming games. Yeah, the most simplest one, everyone even saw in the AFCON. We've just come from the AFCON. Uguti SuperSport were almost unable to broadcast the games because they didn't have the rights to stream. So Guaminage, even worse. Bona, they would get fines and this and that. Mina, YouTube would close down my channel. So I see sometimes people get frustrated when I say, hey, I'm not streaming the game, I am watching the game. But it's fine. I'm sorry for saying that. So that's the first thing. The second thing that I find interesting is in the reserves, is the fact that you look at Frosla Nohlant, and you look on the bench who can come on and replace them in case they get injured, or in case there's something happens with them, they are not performing well or whatever. You don't see Solomons on the bench, which is worrying to me, because which means we have a defensive sub on the bench and not necessarily an attacking sub. And someone will say, but Umashiane is there. But we've also established Uguti Chiefs does not really play Umashiane as a defender. So I don't think that Umashiane is there as a sub for Uhlanti. I think he's there as a sub for some wingers. And then the other thing that we expected, we always know Yusuf Mart is going to start every game. So he is starting. The other player who's here, who I'm not surprised that we have on the starting 11, the surprise for me is obviously Castillo on for Utasingana. Umthetho is benched, right? And we've been saying this, Uguti, any other player would get benched in the Kaizer Chiefs team, but one player who they will never, ever, 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 ever sacrifice, and that is Yusuf Mat. And I think we are seeing that situation again. And then Thabo is saying Ngobo is good. Ngobo is good, but the problem letting him down is pace. Oh yeah. Ungobo ne pace, that becomes a problem because everyone else is there. And guys, do let me know on my comments. The game is starting in 12 minutes. So Kulmani Nishuguti, what's your take on the starting 11? The other comment is from Usposetu saying good lineup for some God's sake, would love to see Mart not starting and coming from the bench. That's never happening. Yabona lapo, I will tell you for free, Sposet. That's never happening. Anyone and everyone will be dropped, or can be dropped rather, in that case the Chiefs team. But when it comes to Umar, he's one player on the bench ever. So I think that's one thing that even people need to come to terms with, Uguti. With all the players at Kaizer Chiefs, there's only one who's apparently immune to being subbed. And then you have Moneleli saying, I'm also surprised by Mteto being on the bench. It talks about what I was saying once again, Guti. Anyone and everyone can be benched as long as it's not Mart. Ulindo Gutlezong saying, Pilo, I'm worried about Kunika on the bench. I will be happy if there is Flus is on the bench. Mina indabaga Flus, it confuses me, right? This is not me complaining, but it's just saying it confuses me, Uguti Ganti, what is happening with him? Like, we've not seen the man on the bench. Instead, it's Bono Kunike Benchini. And not to say he shouldn't ever be a Chiefs, but it's to say how abanye abantwana vele they are not getting an opportunity to play because kukhona Kunika and on the bench. So angazi ngempela mina ukuthi on that bench, the bright side about that bench ukuthi if you look at it, let me just zoom in a bit. You have Umthetho who can come in midfield, so that's great. You have Umashiane who can come in at left back if they've decided to try him at left back. You also have Shabalala in attacking change if he comes on. You have Mfundo Vilakazi, which is a huge thing. You also have Utoli, another good player. I am glad they did not just send him back to the starting 11 so he can gain fitness. And then there's Utuba no Gonzalez. I have not heard anything about Uranga Uguti he's injured, which means now it's just going from bad to worse for him. Because if he's now being benched, he's not just being benched in favor of a Dupree or a Saile, but now he's also not being included in the match day squad, and a kid like Uduba is actually being selected ahead of him. That is, if he's not injured, then that is just sad. Right? Then that's just sad, because think about it. I mean, Utuba, the same Tuba that they were not giving enough chances last season, and yet now he's the one who's playing even ahead of, or being on the bench ahead of Furanga. It is weird, and we are going to see where this is going. To play, I'm telling him for free. Usiabonga is saying Mart's contract was drafted on a manner that he must always play. Like the one for Neymar. We have a veluguti ila pindab. Kaizer is saying, Mpilo, nice to see you make a live video. Yes, I do make these live videos from time to time. And then you have, let me mute this. And then you have another comment from Usiabongo say, okay. Umonelis is saying, even substituting Matt is scarce, but he's such a hard worker though. But at times we are dominant in games, ne? That's the problem I have with Mart. Sometimes we are dominant in game and we don't need hard workers, we need creativity. And Mart is not offering you anything at that time. So you're like, what's the point then of having a hard worker who's not going to provide you anything other than hard work in the team? And you need creative players at that time. And Mart is not creative. And we're just saying, Uksalayo, he's hard work. That's one thing that I don't like. So, yeah. And then you have another comment, Etsi Panpilo. I think Mart is doing hard work. Yeah, his decision making questionable, but overall he works for our dysfunctional midfield. For me, Castillo good, but for work rate poor. Here's the thing, ne? Here's the thing. I will ask you, Uguti, when Mart plays, does our midfield look like, oh, we're definitely dominating midfield every time Mart is playing? The answer would be no, because it's not like once you place him there, then it's abracadabra, everything is fine. It's not. It's not always fine. And that makes me question Uguti. Then if he's not solving a specific problem, DSTV is annoying me. If he's not solving a specific problem that none of the other players can solve, then why is he always preferred? But I'm just gonna move on from him. Tutu was saying, who signed Luke Flus because Kevin doesn't seem to have interest in him. Yay, ngathi bonke abana interest nje ku Luke Flus. Ngathi nje abana interest in Luke Flus because they are still playing abokunika ahead of Luke Flus. Nangu sebenchini njengamanje. And it's like the same thing that happened with SuperSport, because Pela, we are going to start having questions. Uguti, kahle, why is Flus being benched? Is he actually being benched, or is it the same reason why SuperSport United were benching him? Because the other reason why he left SuperSport was precisely going to be because of this thing. So now you're asking yourself, could it be Uguti, there's a problem there? You understand? Ungit is saying, Sponis is saying, but Mart is good besides what people are saying. He is good. Asiben nente specific, but for good Masotumund is good. How many goals and assists does he have as a number 8? Because number 8 we are creator, not as much as number 10, but and also at times number 8 we will connect to the midfield and the forward line. We don't see Matt doing that much. So it could not just be him, perhaps maybe it's also the setup ukuthi the way he's being coached, it makes him look bad. I'm not saying he's a bad player. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he's a bad player. I'm just saying it seems to me as if everyone else can be sacrificed. And Usbonis is saying, Sbonelo, Mart is a replacement for Willard Katsande. I swear he's good defensive. That's not true though. That is not true, because if Umart was Katsande's replacement, we wouldn't have signed Umteto. If he was Katsande's replacement, remember last year he was there and midfield-wise we were struggling, and we ended up playing Unjabulo Blom as a defensive midfielder, because Umart was not signed to be a defensive midfielder. Umart was signed to be a number 8, and that's the position that he plays. He plays as a number 8, not as a 6. So I don't think he's a replacement for Katsande. He's not a defensive midfielder. And I hear people say he's a defensive midfielder. Obviously, umuntu mayidlali 8, udlala from box to box, and that sometimes might confuse some people and make them think he's a defensive midfielder, but he's not. He's not. He's definitely not a defensive midfielder. That is why I was saying with Castillo as well, Guti, as much as some people are saying he was signed as a 6, he wasn't. Because if he was signed as a 6, why then is his positioning always like when he comes on, he's coming on to replace Khosi Ngcobo manje, because he comes in to replace a 10. Because baswesebezodlala a double 8 or play him as a 10. So I think Umteto is the one who was signed to come and do that job. And I feel bad that I'm not in Maritzburg. I lived in Maritzburg for such a long time, and that's the game that I'm not going to watch. Well, things happen. And then Blade is saying Win is going to take us from top 6 to number 4 above Pirates and Stellenbosch. One can only hope Uguti. My ear. Something is happening with my ear. One thing that is going to happen right now is, let me just put this thing here and switch it on, because I don't particularly love it. So, I'm setting up my camera right now. Give me your predictions, guys. As told my predictions for the game, because the game is about to start. In fact, the players are walking out now. Nabo giving them simango. We're hoping to see good performances. The boys are looking in good spirits, sort of, because, well, after such a long break, you'd expect them to come and give us a showing. So, Asizwen, guys, give me your match predictions. How many games are we winning? How many goals are we winning this thing by? Because anything that's not a loss, everyone has dropped points. Cape Town City dropped points. Stellenbosch dropped points. Pirates drew with Sundowns. I guess with Pirates, you can't say they dropped points. It's more like, they gained a point. They fought for a point yesterday. So then for us, it's time to then just go out and do the things. Let's see today what happens. There we go. Now I'm going to just put the camera on. Match predictions. My comments. And comment with your score. And who's going to score. We cannot. It's mission impossible for us to lose this game. It's unacceptable. Match predictions. Let me change the camera. Yeah, there we go. Let me change the mic. There we go. Where is the microphone? It's over here. Okay, so the game is about to start. Is it? Yeah, it's about to start. And I'm going to bring my laptop closer to me. Man, just relax. It's boogie game. Mfunda ma comment. So yeah, man. That's what to. Now abantu bathi 2-0. I am Pilo, we are going live. awuthi ngiyibhale le disclaimer le. Disclaimer, this is a watch along. Disclaimer. Oh, it's not even a disclaimer. This is a watch along, not a live streaming of the actual game. Not the streaming of the game. Okay, let me comment and pin it. I know. I don't have rights, my brother. I don't have rights to stream. No one has rights to stream except DSTV multi-choice. Got those rights by fire, by force. Now abantu but I give Chiefs 2-0. How I literally just I'm not streaming. What? Why is stadium singagcwele kanje eMaritzburg? This is disappointing. This is disappointing. Why is the stadium not yo ulimele nchivaviro angazo mbukiso TV. I really don't know why he's not there, because what I know, the guy was fit, and Kevin Johnson said all the players, here we go, the game started, said that all the players he said that all the players that he has are injured. I mean, all the players are available. So I think that what happened is I just removed someone from the chat because I'm explaining and I have. So yeah, because I am saying this and in Zobachela and Mabengena Guma comments. I foresee one of our defenders scoring today. Final score 3-0. That's the spirit. Royal are starting the game with attacking. And you can already see, funny enough, today, Umar from the first 46 seconds. Aibo! Oh, Aibo! Augusticious consider. Sahil. Who empty ngempela play the stadium? What is happening ngempela? I honestly do not understand. I know people are still arriving, and the date is 18th of Feb. Maybe people spent a bit too much money on buying on taking their girlfriends out for Valentine's, and now there's no money to buy tickets. I mean, I played. Think about it. Even myself, I canceled going to this game because it's one of the games I knew I was going to go to, but the rent was not rending, so we ended up deciding I will not go. I will not go to all the away games. In fact, from this point onwards, the only away game I'm going to this season, manje, in the second half of the season, is going to be the derby because it's at FNP. So that's an away game for Chiefs, but it's a home game for Chiefs because it's FNP. It's just that derby is only played at FNP. So I'm only going to games that are in Gauteng. Any other game, nah, I'm not doing it. So Royal are pushing in the beginning stages. You would have thought that Chiefs would try to be dominant in the first few minutes, because come to think of it, Kevin Johnson said it's gonna be a different Chiefs that we're going to. Yeah, February is affected by January affected December. So Royal have a corner, a free kick in a very dangerous area. I missed that place. Pietermaritzburg is like my second home. I stayed there for 7 years, from 2015 until 2022. Yeah, I studied and I worked. I worked there. it hits and it's over. It's over the bar. Good defending by the defense. Now it's nje so that we can show time. Royal AM are favoring themselves against Chiefs. It happened before, but I don't think now they can also fence themselves with we are going to beat Chiefs. Chiefs cannot be allowing such. We cannot be allowing such campaign. Like we can't allow them to do anything in our box. Angifuni Chiefs as a defender namhlanje. Hayibo. Who's losing that ball manje? Is that Saile? No, it's not. Who is it? It's Modi. Modi cishe wasifaka enkingeni yaze ngenasidingo. Nawu ngumjide cishe wasifaka enkingeni. Yazi ngempela ucishe wasifaka enkingeni futhi. But it's SABC doing the things that they are not supposed to do. Now I am in some trouble. So now Royal AM have started the game with confidence. Royal AM are trying to catch Chiefs off guard. I think I would be one of those people who was overconfident about this game. But Royal AM are basically pinning the Chiefs back in the early stages of this game. And I was expecting Chiefs to be the ones doing this thing. But right now, it's actually Royal AM who have the upper hand. So we will see what happens. People are still streaming in, arriving in stadium. But I will tell you, I'm surprised. Because I remember last time I went to the stadium when Chiefs were playing Pietermaritzburg United. It was full. That was the last game before the whole COVID thing. So I don't think it's surprising to me how we've just gotten to a situation whereby Chiefs has such a low attendance a grounding. It's actually embarrassing. Pietermaritzburg, people base KZN, we always pride ourselves with we attend their games, but la it's not make sure. But other people will say vele kodwa ke Pietermaritzburg igcola ama ingane zesikole. So you can't really be expecting the stadiums to be full. But ayikho le nto le, they're supposed to be there. They're supposed to be there. Ngithi abalandeli be-Chiefs and always say, hey, Tina. Funny enough, we're watching Chippa United. Well, I didn't watch Chippa United izolo, but the fact that they were playing in a stadium esigcwele, we're in a good area. I think it got away from him there. So at least now we're on their side. So that is something. Let me put this thing this side. Or just remove it still. Royal AM are controlling the game, but the Chiefs at least have held on in the first few minutes, and they are giving me those Bafana vibes. Look, if we can hold on. If you can hold on in the first few minutes, grow into the game. This is not time to grow into the game. We're not growing into anything. We are the bigger team. We are the bigger team. We're supposed to be the ones who the other team is holding on because basaba team. But really my ingene. But once again, it's that thing yokuthi they fancy themselves. Everyone should fancy themselves. It's weird. I feel like I'm talking to myself. I want to find more comments. Foul on Simango. Utu Salga Chiefs is playing like amateurs. Yeah, to Priest through the middle. Nanya Umar fighting for the ball and Beard. Blade is saying Rolem is looking promising than our boys. That is true. Imali qedwe Valentine's Day abantu abangayanga women's conference to avoid spending. Yeah. Rule number 1. Don't skip men's conference because things like this happen. Buka manje. Kancane siyagcwala ukuthi stadium. Ukuthi manje abasivezi the other stand. Let's sing stand vele siyashesha ukugcwala, so one can think or hope that the other stand is full because wow. Was Nasset Dobsonville, I remember when I went. When the game started, it wasn't that full, but as the game progressed, more people got to the stadium. Yabona nje ubi Chiefs nje, iChiefs ngiyayibona mina udlala ngestrategy uKevin Johnson. Ufuna Royal Army bethu comfortable izifaka uAndile Mpisane nge-second half. Then we'll be able to destroy them. Utheni sijwayela kabi ke manje. Hayibo. Nanka amanzi ngene endlini. Ayifuna ukuthwitha ithwadlazi iRoyal Army namhlanje guys. Niyakubona lokho. Only one camera person in the stadium. Hayi ngeke khona lapha phezulu bese kuba khona lo baba ungakuvela. I think I counted kodwa la kudingeka one. Yeah, is that better? Ngosebenzisa ifoni yami ukuview ama comments manje. 10 minutes gone, Chiefs 0, Royal AM 0. Paula is sent forward, but it's out. We are not accurate. Yabona fethu Johnson. They should stop making promises. Yabo, when I saw that promise, that was like a mistake. Yoguti, this is gonna be different Chiefs. Let's go. Pass the ball, different Chiefs. Woo, no. But can we be honest about that? That's what I'm seeing in this game. Safuna ukulikhahlela kodwa sidlala. Castillo with the switch. Nope. That's not happening. These guys are not allowing that. Good marking though, Ngcobo. Wow, good marking by Ngcobo. Good marking by Ngcobo. Hayibo, yazi Ngcobo looks better in fact. Because I thought Uzo wears again weight as he usually does, but he looks really proper. Andile Mpisane nathi sofaka esethi Sidudla ukick and toll. Esethi Sidudla is a professional footballer. Esabo is a is a DJ slash quite artist slash this slash that. So ifakele esethi Sidudla kuvele kugcwala elvove grounding. Asibone. Ngifuna ukubona kahle ukuthi who ends up being deep between the two. Yabo bakhahle ball. Too much. The last game I went, ngixoxela story since we were watching the game. Last time I went to this fixture, the goal that we conceded, Oforo Sadla, Pietermaritzburg United, they kicked a long ball. Ukatsande tried to scissor kick that ball. Was overhead kick ngalele ball, and then he completely missed. And guess who was behind him? The one and only Judas Mosia made. Kota waku Pietermaritzburg United the last time in Yagle Stadium, and then he missed the ball. And then what ended up happening? We conceded and igoli thina wet scored kwakumanyama ngikhumbula kahle ukuthi celebration ngangihamba neex yami lapho nomngane wami and then manje kwangakabi ex yami lapho at that time wangidampa ke emva kwalokho manje if bengile kule game bengizoya as a new man. Funny enough ngixoxela istory about that game ngangizohamba nomngane wami ne cause ngangazi ukuthi usisi ibhola wayebuya yitshele ngalo so ngithatha umngane wami ngithe asambe siyobuka ibhola kuze iChiefs izodlala neMaritzburg. Hayi ke sinomngane sivumelana hayi siyahamba. Hawu mase ngimtshela usisi yazi ngiyobuka ibhola njalo noJele Saturday. Hawu nami ngicela ukuyobuka ibhola. Hawu usiyobuka ibhola lani manje ngoba phela wena ibhola umuntu ongathi akalifuna usunefomo ngagcine ngihambe naye ke sakhona lapho ngamosha imali yami nje yahlala. Anyways uJudas akasifuna uqinisile plate. We have a chance here. No, it's not happening. Kodwa sabadlelani kwamthimba nimbuze asaza sabadlela awu bakwala abantu but yeah, the game so far has been not as impressive as I would like it. There's a difference between not knowing igame ukuthi izoba kanjani and wondering yabo ukuthi okay, I wonder how they're gonna do things. You get me? But then when the man comes out we interview and he says, oh, it's gonna be a different Chiefs, and I'm not seeing a different Chiefs here. I'm literally not seeing a different Chiefs so far, except with the changes that are made, the players, the changes in terms of the starting 11, but otherwise there's no such thing as a change here. So we are watching and we are seeing what's actually going to happen. All right, so 15 minutes gone and Royal are looking confident, you know. They really are. I don't like that. Takes a shot. Oh my days. Yes. What happened? The Umatlava just takes a shot. Did it deflect? Cishe lamuhla ngiyalibona leli goli cishe lishaya ubuvumo madoda. I don't know why he's not going with his hands. Or it's because it was spinning towards him. Is that the reason? Because I'm looking at how he could have done better. Obviously, he prevented the goal, but it would have been a cheap goal to give away in the first place. So, madoda. Yazi cishe saconsider njengempela igoli elingasile. But at least he was able to position his body behind the ball. But I would say he was lucky. He was lucky. Oh. Uqinisile played ngempela le game we are not in any shape or form in control of it. And I would say credit to Royal AM as well. I think they are not playing like a team that could be drawn into the to the relegation zone, because on the log table right now, Royal AM is also not in the flattering position. They are 14th. Of course, they are 5 points clear of the team behind them. Is it 5? No, 6. They are 6 points clear of the team above them, but it's because they are drawing. They are just 5 points. They are 5 points above Richards Bay, who are 13 points. But Vilakaza ngabavusa no minini. Cape Town Spurs yesterday beat Amazulu. So anything can happen. They can still be drawn into the relegation battle. So I do think that Royal AM, they know what they need to get their thing together, because if they don't, they will be fighting for relegation. Hey, and they will lose the stadium. That is sad, because who almost to lose the municipality, because there was that story last year. Remember, when Maritzburg United got relegated, and then Umsunduzi municipality gave the rights to Royal AM to use the stadium, and people were pissed because they were like, why is Maritzburg United been stripped of the rights to use the stadium? But apparently go contract gune clause eti this stadium will be used by a team that is in the PSL, right? So Bona, they are not in the PSL. Finally, pass the ball across, mate. Pass the ball across. So far, we're playing my transitional moments in here. There is no there is nothing. There is nothing. There is nothing at all. Ooh, Frosla. That was a good take. Sibongo Buko saying, just need Mteto to come on and give us that midfield presence to control the game. See, that's what I always say. I don't want to sound like I'm hating on Matt, but you cannot sacrifice Mteto for Matt. Like you just can't, because even with the ball, at times you see Mart doing less than Mteto. And it's not that you are boss Matt game, no. Just that kunezinto that Mteto does better defensively. He just does. So I need Mteto Guti is supposed to be playing this game, but here we are and he's not playing. We're being forced back once again. Ushantia inverter, would you look at that? I'm a proud father. Nah, but what is this thing that I'm saying? I'm a proud father, really? The ball is on the other side. We are not incisive enough. At times it feels like we're just crossing and hoping. Nah. But I hope it gets someone. Which it doesn't. And then you are in a problem. You are in a situation whereby now you are I'm a proud father. Ngempela ngibona uHlante invert. Yeah, so wow. I'm looking at myself on this camera and I'm thinking, am I dark or what? Ngathi kumnyama nyana kuzomela ngi-add lighting la endlini ngaze kube mnyama. Ngivele ngimnyama nami. I'll just crank up the ISO nangishwane nokuhlupheka. Hey, lighter now. Okay. So I'm a proud father. Usibongo Buku is saying, honestly, boys seem scared to take the risk because Royal AM counter-attacks will lose ball so easily. But the thing is, if you know that you're going to be favorites, in this case, it seems like we're not anymore anyways. My question is, why are we then not, why did you not prepare for such? Because you're going to the game and you know what you are going to be playing a team that's likely going to try and hit you on the counters. So now, why are you sitting and just sitting and not doing the things that will make you do the things to be done. Like, why are we not preparing the whole week, the whole month, to say, okay, we're playing Royal AM. Yeah, the lighting is better now. We're playing the whole month, and we know that we're playing a team that might likely resort to playing counters. So let's prepare accordingly. Did we do that? Have we done that? It doesn't seem like it. Naba bezodlala 1-2 eboxini lethu Nkosi enamandla. Hawu, I'm a proud father ubani lo. Awunjabulo Ngcobo. Bengithi uQuinika. Bengithi umntaka Hlanti. Hawu, nanti igoli. Igoli leli. Chipper, chipper, chipper. Wageja. 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 Oh, wageja. How? Udupri. Yime ngithama lighter bet. How afet. Yazi wageja isiZulu. Hayi shem. Played amalaitha wakabi right kanti azoba right mhla kwenze njani. Sidefendela impilo zethu Dupri ngale babhizi babhed. Sidinga e-light e-studio period. Ngisebenzisa ama softbox eyodwa ngiyisebenzisa ngiyibeke lapha cause kune light elingenayo la. Sebenzisa nale light leli. It's better now. It's not, yeah. Angifuna ukusuka la esitulweni. Hawu. Ngaze ngaxakeka. Yazi ngaze ngaxakeka. Niyambona ngoDudu Egeja bafowethu. Mphela mina ngiyanibona nithule nje ngathi ngathi ni satisfied ngokugeja komuntu omdala ngale ndlela. Hayi bantu. Yazi on side. Ngithi uzokwenza lento enziwe ulokhunja izolo. Enziwe uDarwin Nunes. No, but I will also say ukuthi those kind of goals you don't just you are working nje wakore. That takes practice, and I think watching European football you now end up expecting, cause you watch Salah ngeke ayigeje le nto le. Nakho uDupri on ay irun efika nje yona Sahil. Mawubuka ilokhunja. Mawubuka ehini. Mawubuka indlela enza ngayo lo mjida lo. Ivele yenzeke kahle. I have a very, how am I going to mute this? Ngesen bafethu man. Kade ngimute mic. So I was telling Ublade when the stream started ukuthi ekhaya what is that Matt? I was telling Ublade when the video started ukuthi kunomuntu oqhekeze ekhaya manje I'm trying to sort out indaba zelokhunje zokulungisa ukuthi ekhaya kube safe ngifaka amabhatla cause sekunegebe ngiphele emakhaya enqothu ucabanga thi ngimtshela ukuthi ngizofona hayi so manje nje inkinga nje ngempela inkinga azingxaki nansi ingxaki cross comes in. That's not a good header. Castellano Msimango lo. Between the two of them. I got a layer miscut to pre-buffet. Into siyixoxela amagwaba bekuchobana. Awu makuthindi uyixoxela amagwaba bechobana. Kusuke kushiwo lento ukuthi hayi utu prefer to get uncame. Ugeja na uvela uphelelwa amandla. Lo mjida lo akageji into elula. Ugeja ubona ukuthi hawu. Wazi wageja bowemlisa, wazi wageja. Isikhathi siyaqhubeka. And I'm sure abantu baya frustrated nalabo base groundini ukuthi yini kodwa lenziwa iChiefs. And you know what's funny is that abantu liyakhiza kushuthi ngoba naba bephethe ama umbrella and the last game ngila kule stadium lalingakhizike lapho lalina straight up. Oh, it was the same thing really. So yeah. Ngifunda ama comments, it's been a while now I check. So Umandla is saying all I can say is Royal is outplaying us on a transfer ban. Hayi Mandla kuzothiwa give Johnson time. uJohnson angithi uthaka ubengakabi nasesikhathi ngesikhathi edlala uDoti before that other time. So manje useyaqhubeka udlala inonsonzo namanje and kumele sivele accept thina ukuthi no, we are being outplayed by a team ekanje. Uthi played nathi kade sifihle ekhaya awuncese mfowethu uncese man. Use ubuyile neSouth Africa kanti played phela ngigcina ungekho mina eSouth Africa. Noma kade befihla wena ungekho. Umandla is saying I know Dupreez is the top goal scorer in misses. Yazi bethu he misses with purpose. Ama misses akhe are incredible. Yabona yeah, Dupreez ageja bafethu. But at the same time, I'm also glad what he did miss. Because it also shows ukuthi akagejanga ukuthi yabona lento ukuthi uzama ukuchip ukip albambe. He wasn't even accurate in terms of making the ball go over the keeper map amvalisa lo mchita. But he also missed the whole goal, which is just ridiculous if you come to think of it. So to me, I'm glad he missed because then maybe perhaps it's going to force him to go and practice. Oh, that was a wicked bounce, but he managed to deal with it. Blade is saying Ashley same WhatsApp group and not David Ratebe. Yo, Ratebe wayigijima abashiye bonke. Fika la yakhona fika catch. Ne nabo of Rose labethethe sana lapha. Usbongo Boko is saying we're keeping position of the ball, but going forward to making the wrong forward passes, leading us to giving the ball away easily. It's insane all over again, isn't it? Because we're saying this Nseki ukuthi ibhola we were able to keep it even under Nseki. Besigcina kodwa singenzi lutho ngalo. Because bese kuba ngathi ball rotation yani in your own area. Because phela nebhola will rotate, it's because you go forward, you realize there's no way in, so you rotate the ball, you go backwards. But i-ball rotation yakhona nayo mawubuka ama-team right, ibhola lifike lihambe nizama ukatheka ngakwa left ingasebenzi that thing, and then you come back, you try to go to the right, and then you go to the left. That's how you rotate the ball. You get there's no way through, you bring the ball back, you change the point of attack. No, Chiefs is not doing that. Sihlalisa ibhola lapha emumva, sihlalisa ibhola lapha emumva, irole emisibuke nje bese siyamenca bese siyalikhahlela, and then nothing happens. So I think that inkingi lapha ekutheni si rotate ibhola endaweni ewrong ezingathi shu. Umandla saying you watch Nunes then you see Dupree Zaimatot. I ngeke. Nunes ulikorile igoli nje. You know the difference between Nunes and Dupree is Nunes will miss easy chances and score difficult chances. Dupree wageja onke. That is the difference. Dupree ugeje lula ageje nzima. Kanti Nunes unama standards. Ama standards ka Nunes ukuthi if linzima ngizoligeja, if lilula ngizolikora. Those are his standards. I don't know why I changed the mic. Well, I know why I changed the mic. Then that attack is over. So for me, that's the difference between the two players that you are mentioning. One knows when to miss, and we expect it. If we see a theater, we know Nunes is not scoring that. But you watch this one, easy or difficult, it doesn't matter. Umanda is saying, where's the striker coach? And baziva sizilima thina masithi abasayine striker coach. When what a striker vete sketch the whole time you have a striker who misses chances for fun, and yet you keep on playing someone, you keep on not signing a striker coach. Omsimango sebevele bajiwe nje kanje. What happened? Hey, le game le Ubando Ngobo, that solid defending put Castillo mat combination does not work because udlala ama 8 or 2 to udlala as a 6 or to udlala as an 8. It's a disappointing thing to say the least. Dominate Royal AM. Ukwenza nje laba babukisa nathi ezweni. Hawu. I-Pirates ngafika ijulukisa i-Sundowns or almost ijulukisa i-Sundowns. Then thina the very following day siyavuka siyojulukiswa e-Royal AM. It's disrespectful. Oh, Khosi yami. Ngizoyishifta mina lento ngiyibeke la. Azi ngishintshele i-camera angle in the first place. Sengiyayisola manje because sekumele ngilokhu ngiyifix. Khona comes in. Hey. Khosi yami. Khona into efuna ukwenziwa eRoyal AM la. iRoyal AM ifuna ukusibukisa nabantu. iRoyal AM ifuna ukusibukisa nabantu bafethu. Angazi noma niyangibonisa. Royal AM wants us to be a laughing stock. iChiefs nje kahlahli efuna ukusibukisa nabantu. Not iRoyal AM yabantu. iRoyal AM yabantu ine transfer ban yayo nje. So yo kwaze kwanzima. Yazi kunzima. Yeah, attacker Kane Role. Chiefs are holding on to dear or for dear life. Is that how you say it? Shola. Manda is saying like these Chiefs can easily lose 1-0. They can. They can. That's a sad reality. Ukuthi le game le ingaphela nje unfavorable for the Chiefs. Because lento esiyidlalayo I cannot describe it myself. But let's see. 40 minutes gone. Nothing to show for in this game. Unhlakanipho is saying, Pilo, my brother, le game ayikho into esiyenzayo and angazi invele. Umandla is also asking what were they doing during AFCON. Angithi lento siyanitshela majita nina nifuna ukungizwa mangithi uJohnson Johnson naye just defraud. Ya siyatshela nje afuna ukuzwa lokhu ushilo sithi ayi Chiefs ayithola ucoach nina nifuna ukuthi sicoach uJohnson ngenkani. Ngeke ungitshela ukuthi you coming back from a long AFCON break, a long break, a whole month equivalent to a pre-season, and uzongitshela ukuthi you still playing like that. Musana usichaphaza nini? Musanje usichaphaza. A whole month, and this is what you are watching. Spongobuk is saying, can Matt drop deep and stay as a 6 and just cover the spaces? Angabalegi ground long. It's because he's an 8, he's not a 6. He's being played out of position and he's doing the entire because manje there is not a single person or responsible for playing as a 6. So all of them are now playing out of position. So now you have a weird situation whereby I'm also trying to fix a camera and ngenzela umathanda wayo. But ayikho lento esiyidlalayo. I think wonke umuntu yakubona lokho. Ulento edlalwa la ayikho ngoba ingekho. Unhlakanipho is saying akasakazi. Nama ngazi. Yabo nje mangathi nami ngiyazi. That would be a lie. That would be a lie. Because what is this? Umat has the yellow card. And then played saying we lack professionalism in our squad. You can't call yourself a professional athlete but be overweight. How is that possible? If was ukuthi scheme sakho ungahlala kanjani ungabe overweight. Ischeme uswina ngecontract la hayi ngama performances. Mandla saying, Mara, we all know Johnson was useless from Platinum Stars and Super Sport. But it's what we've been saying though, isn't it? We've been saying this ukuthi Johnson akahambe aye enganini, right? Why develop Platinum Stars ngandlela ay develop ngayo but akahambe ayokwenza lento ayibizelo kwi Chiefs. Akangalokhu enza into angayizelanga. But the Chiefs are hoping ukuthi they can get him to, I don't know, be a good coach, I guess, and then he can continue coaching the team. And in that way, they know it's a coach they can control. So it's nonsensical, really. Unhlakanipho is saying this game, Phil, my brother, we need somebody who can hold the ball or on the middle, not that what is happening here. Manje ubonile ngithi ukuthi uSamkelo Zwana akekho na egroundini akekho ku match day squad. So if you look wena nje as Unhlakanipho, do you see anyone, do you see any player there who can literally come in and do what you are saying? Because I'm looking at the reserves here and I see Umthethwa who will do the defensive work but not so much the holding up of the ball and whatnot. You have Shabalala umtu. Maybe umtu Shabalala can come in and do that. But anyone else, camera. anyone else angimboni ukuthi ubani ungangena ezokwenza le nto le, because everyone osebhenchini le Chiefs is not looking make sure. Well, they are looking make sure, but they don't have the qualities that we are in dire need for right now. So I think that in that way, Chiefs is between a rock and a hard place. So yeah, last minute of the first half. Woo. And another thing, we're playing at 160 kilometers per hour. And the Royal AM are forcing us to do that. Which is funny because we have quicker players than them, but abanandab. But they are just running still. Like, okay, you wanna run, and we're gonna run. Abanandab, which means the strategy said to them is not going to work. Double 180 kilometers per hour, because they came prepared. They came prepared for 180 kilometers per hour. Lo simdlalayo. Ngizofunda ama comments enu manje once this game goes to half time, but it's clear ukuthi sitayiselwa amalokhunja la, sitayiselwa ingulube sakeni. You know what they say, like they are selling us. Is that a pen? It's not. But sitayiselwa ingulube sakeni. Unhlane Bosengo ngifundile le. Who played the saying, I will break forward. Kade bengayanga ku AFCON ngaphandle kwaDove. Yeah, there was only one player available which Chiefs was on AFCON. And now they were given 12 days off. But after that they came back, which means these guys literally had 4 weeks, an entire month without the pressure of there's a game this Saturday, there's a game on Wednesday, there's a game this, there's a game that. No. They did not have anything for an entire month, and yet we are subjected to such. Amanda saying Johnson had a real preseason now and he has failed. There are absolutely no combinations. Here we're using individual players to get past Royal AM. And Royal AM are prepared. They don't even care. They don't even care what you are trying to attack them, to run. They are matching us in every way possible in this game. To play to Johnson and Johnson. And then Real Liberty saying, I feel for our youngsters, they get promoted, have a few decent run of games, then completely dropped and development stops. That's the thing, because Mfundo Vilakazi, he was even hyped by, I'm not saying it was a bad thing, but he was one of the things that was talked about beginning of the game, because there was like, oh, Mfundo Vilakazi is in the starting, is in the, what's this thing, is on the match day squad, what number is he going to be wearing, and all of that stuff. And there he is on the bench, and given how we're playing right now, it doesn't seem like it would be a good idea to bring him on under this much pressure. Anything can happen, obviously, but Shanti, okay. Usbongo is saying, honestly, as a football player, I can do better than these players. The IQ football of these players is very low. Kosing Pilengobo doesn't see forward runs, and Frosler also not releasing the ball faster. You know, my question on Asbongo is that if these individual players are all bad, I mean, there's no way all these players are that horrible. There is just no way. There is no way that Umshin is horrible. Because Umshin, we saw him under Kevin Hunt. He wasn't looking like this. We've seen Umshin before. We know this is not how he plays usually. We saw Castillo when he first got here, before he got indoctrinated by poor coaching. He was playing good individually. And then he got used to nonsensical football, and then the men started playing bad football. Where is that coming from? It's the club, and you inherit it. You come in, you are playing a different type of style of football. You come in, you're a good player. Next thing you know, since you are being coached poorly, what happens? Uzogcina now but join at the club. Everyone else is playing bad. Now you end up playing bad. So personally, I don't wanna. Obviously, players are responsible. Ne? Players are responsible now for their own game. But if every player is having a bad game, it cannot be. Yeah, I think there's wind. I'm looking at the Matlaba shot again. It cannot be would see every player is all of a sudden just bad. Manda is saying Chiefs made the same Zwane and Segi mistake with Johnson. Hiring a coach who has not won anything and expecting miracles. I think this is just about in that thing that I did with Utan. We're talking about how Chiefs Mancave and Johnson, they are just so happy to have a job at Chiefs, and since they are that type of coach who's like, oh, I'm so lucky to be here, then they know they can control the type of coach. A coach who's going to take Chiefs to the next level is not a coach who's going to be, oh, it's a privilege to coach Chiefs. It's gonna be a coach who's saying, okay, I'm gonna enjoy this challenge, let's go. I've won things with other teams, let's go. But Mancave Johnson Nabonsegi, tactical cohesion, and they were happy with the management. Don't be happy with the management here. What you are supposed to be seeing is a coach who knows what he's doing. You cannot tell me that you're going to disappear for an entire month and then come back and subject us to such. And then Umanda is saying, hi, Vele Castillo is adjusted to Kaizer Chiefs now. Yo, he plays nonsense and he lacks his original intensity. Exactly, that's the thing. How come that player, Castillo, or at my figure song is said, woo, Castillo Mastiletto, nonsensical. It's the coaching. It's the coaching. The Chiefs because there wasn't going to be any problem with who was I talking to? I think I was talking to someone and we're saying that it's nonsensical to say the least. Uguti, you're gonna tell me that awufuna ukwenza imbalance in the club, that's why you're not gonna hire another coach because you don't want to change a coach twice. Nonsense. Successful teams will change a coach twice a season if Uguti babon to a bed, because the first one was the wrong appointment to begin with, and then the second one cause bamshintshe kangaki bashintsha coach oyedwa and lo ube interim. So why are they calling it changing a coach? Because uyibamba, like temporary. Everyone knows this. Temporary, you are not permanent. Yet they are treating him like let me just write on Twitter, nonsensical football. After a whole month, this is the mediocrity we're being subjected to. Aye, man. He said he needed time. He said he needed time. So now, does he still need more time? But I'm seeing my comments on Twitter. People are saying, I'm very patient, but Nkosing Pile is testing me. And then played is saying Chiefs only one puppet coaches. That is very true. Umanda is saying you watch Super Sport versus Stellies, Pirates versus Sundowns, then we watch this. Raleigh is so poor, Amara, they're on top of us, and they look most likely to score. You notice how every team looks like prime Barcelona against Chiefs, and everyone will say, oh no, that's because every team is trying to prove themselves when they are playing against Chiefs. That's the excuse that we always use, Uguti. Oh no, I even forgot what I wanted to say. We use the excuse of saying, oh no, listen here. The reason why we're doing this is because of this. We keep on making excuses for the team, for the coaches, for people who are supposed to know how to do their jobs. And clearly, they cannot do it. They're on top of us. Another comment is saying, can we try playing Martian as a left back and bringing in Teto to control the midfield and let Mart be a left back with Martian making those blind runs and putting crosses? I read your comment with Cyprian, the one that says Sugi Chiefs has better. I read it before I changed. I read your comment. Ilokunja, Chiefs. It's annoying to say the least how the game has gone. It's just annoying. Like I cannot even begin to say what is wrong. Well, I know it's the coaching, because even reading your comment when I spoke about Bukuguti, I skip this one and put in this one, they are also going to look bad. You understand? You are also going to look bad. Lega Dupri angfuna kuikhuluma. Lega Dupri angfunje na kuikhuluma. He's so onside that defenders even stop. You know, the man has so much time. He couldn't have gone to the right. He was going to be closing the angle. He couldn't have gone to the left because he was going to be closed down by the defender. So the only thing was left, it was to chip the keeper or hit the ball so hard across the keeper that he scores. But no, he didn't do neither. Umandla is saying, is Khosi Ngobo lack of influence a him problem now or a coaching Chiefs problem? See, here's the thing with Khosi Ngobo, and I've said this and I'll continue to say it. Khosi Ngobo is such a brilliant footballer. Like, he has the potential of being one of the best, not one of the best. He has the potential of being the best number 10 in the country. But his problem is that he's shaking. He's not taking this football thing seriously. And because he's not taking football serious, because I feel like he's one of those players who know what I'm good. And knowing that you are good makes him become complacent. That's the word I'm looking for. And now, combine that with bad coaching, then you have a problem, a bigger problem. Because combine it with his attitude, Yoguti sometimes he gains weight. That's a problem on its own. But now combined with the fact that even a Castillo is looking like a cow, we understand Uguti. It shows you Uguti, the problem now is deeper than just any one player, because Vele the coaching is so poor. Vele the coaching is so ridiculous. It's unbearable. And then Sibongo is saying, I think Peter is gonna be the coach as his son is playing the under-13 of Kaizer Chiefs, as Peter's contract is ending in July. Can I give you a refresher course on who we were talking about here? We're talking about Kaizer Chiefs, ne? Kaizer Chiefs are in June. This team, they will not hire a coach or independent. Yabona, the only reason why Chiefs will bring Upito is because they would have exhausted all other options that are available. Because with Upito, we all know what we get. We're getting a no-nonsense coach, a coach who is coming in and saying, okay, I want this player, I want that player, I want that player. He will be very clear in what he wants. Chiefs does not want coaches who are clear. Chiefs wants coaches who will say, hey, angimfunu Pimenyimana. And then they send Pimenyimana and they say, play Pimenyimana. And that coach says, okay, I love this job, so I'm going to play Pimenyimana. That's the problem. As long as we're still signing a coach who will appreciate the nonsense that Chiefs subjects them to, then we're going to have more and more problems. And then no worries, bro. And then Uspecil is saying, doesn't matter where Dupre's plays, he will always miss 1v1 situations. Umandla, earlier on, we asked this question, why are we not getting a striker coach? Udupri uyaketch, Usaile uyaketch, Umodu neinsuku zakhe na uyaketch, everyone at Chiefs uyaketch. Why are we not getting a striker coach to address these chances that keep on being missed every single day? Every single game tina sketch amatuba as if kune competition of the best miss of the month. Like, it's really nonsensical, Uguti. Our team, such a good team, not a good team, such a big name club, does not have a striker coach. Like, why do we not have a striker coach before it? Like, why do we not have a striker coach? How come a team like Kaizer Chiefs does not have a striker coach, yet you go to Polokwane, you find a team called Polokwane City, they have a striker coach? You understand me? Like the last time Chiefs were scoring goals, we had a striker coach. He left, we never replaced him. So you're going to tell me, Uguti, we are going to not have a striker coach under the circumstances, because we've been singing this song for years. And even Max Mampoyan, they even availed themselves and said, we are available should Chiefs need a striker coach. But no, the Chiefs would rather, we are running a business at the end of the day, so we have to make money. So they have to make money on it. As long as they are saving and not getting a striker coach, they are saving money. So then why would, in God's green earth, they care about getting a striker coach if that's going to mess with their profits? Because the priority of Chiefs is clear. They want to make money, and I get it. They are a business. But at the end of the day, it's a business that is mainly known for, surprise, surprise, football. So why not focus on football? Because that's going to make your profile even bigger. Or is it because they know they are so big that at this point they've done everything football-wise and they don't need to do more? Yabona ukuthi kuningi nje. Your player was saying Chiefs will never hire Pito. Well, Pito Musimane's son's plays for Chiefs is a positive. Yeah, but we know Pito Musimane loves Chiefs and he might want to come to Chiefs. But does that mean they can afford Pito and his technical team? Pela, can I give you a refresher? Cause just a few 9 months ago, we're trying to get Nasrat Dinabi, who wanted to bring his staff, and we did not want him to come to Chiefs because Chiefs would not allow you to bring your staff. As such, we moved on from him. So what is going to make Chiefs to say now, okay, we didn't want to get Nasrat Dinabi, who is cheaper than Pito Musimane, by the way, and now we're going to bring Pito Musimane? That's what I'm saying, Mina. They would have to be in a situation that is really difficult for them to actually force themselves into bringing Pieter Musimane. But as it stands right now, they are not getting. They might say, "Oh, we've played well. It was our first game back. We were rusty." There will be excuses. There will be excuses. Man, they're saying Cape Town. Oh no. Who's first? Sorry. They must not bring Mangete back. They treated him like trash, and my coach deserves better. He does, shame. He does on us pay. He deserves better. And then Cyprian, usiyabonga ngizohlula ukubiza igama enzima ngcono ngibize elula. Usiyabonga isengipilo mina, I don't see any player that is serious in this game. Yeah, I've seen Unjabulo Ngobo doing some really good tackles. Mani no bafowethu umen pinga ngithi wasethembisa and but is not from Tembisa but enough. Oh, that's because it's always with the Tembisa branch. Even mangisema gaming, but ngathi mangihlangana lamajita asethembisa la eThokoza. Anyways, that's not the point. The point is uthi Cape Town Spurs uthi usiyabonga akabona imidlalo serious. Mina ngithi I don't think game is coming back now. I don't think our ultimate problem, which is players not being serious. That's part of it. Not the main thing though, but that is definitely part of it. I will not dismiss that. But Unjabulo Ngobo has had some good interceptions in this game. Cape Town Spurs, oh yeah. First to introvert XX is saying double pivot against a small team. Nganobugwala kade sasisho letho sithi kunobugwala too much. Kunobugwala nje too much. My lens is going to be fried at this rate. There we go. Yeah, so kunobugwala obuningi mfethu incredible. So bona ukuthi bazokwenzani. Oh machine. Yabona mfethu machine it does some things. Ubona ukuthi azilomdlali mnandi lo. Ubona lo mdlali lo mnandi ngempela. Umandla saying Cape Town Spurs came back as a new team, but Chiefs looks worse. We need time, man. That's the story. We need time. It doesn't matter if you got a 4-week period where you were not playing any games. We need time. Leave Johnson alone, man. I'm obviously being sarcastic. And then who played is saying, Pito can even say I'll coach for free. Chiefs will decline him. Well, because it's not even about Pito being expensive at this point because Chiefs has money. It's also about control. This team of ours likes to have control over the situation. They like to control the narrative. They like to anything that has to do with control. Each Chiefs wants it, and Upito would come out and say that might disagree with the Chiefs, and the Chiefs won't like that. They would not like that. And Siabong is saying, I'm not sure what is Johnson doing there. You and me both, brother. You and me both. And then Uchisan is saying, Chiefs Kiafu, are you? There's nothing there. I hope second half is better because I'm a Liverpool fan and usually Liverpool plays really bad in my first half, but they usually come back in my second half and do better. So I'm hoping Uti Johnson and his boys can come the second half and show us their better side. And then Marvin is saying, hey, Mpilo, Zomelo Inhlizio Baba, since we can't cry, might as well laugh. Might as well laugh. We might as well laugh. Right? And then Utabo saying, Mpilo Ganti, what we were doing all along when AFCON was busy. Silence poor chance, it doesn't really want to play. Our players shamefully, no scam of some players, they don't want to play. The thing is, when Atabo, because you are saying Silent doesn't want to play, ne? Someone else is saying it's Dupree. Someone else is saying Kosin Pilengo. Someone else is saying it's Slanty. Someone else is saying it's so and so. Someone else is saying it's Frosler. In which world can every player grounding be poor? Like, how does that happen? There is no way. There is just no way that every player can be poor. Dupree gets the ball. Shouts him. Take him. Who's supporting him? Where is Saida? Walk it. I get it though. I get how it means. I'm sorry, I clipped. Ooh. I don't know what happened there, but it missed. Yo. And Dupree, I thought he was going to take that man on. Fundamental comments. Umanda saying it's been said that Chiefs has started recruiting for Pito Mangoba with Mahalo and possibly Serena with his contract ending. Yeah. I don't believe that, Part of me believes it, part of me doesn't believe it. Because it's the same discussion we're having with Utando the other day. Umahalo has been signed for who's this guy? For Mangoba or for Pete. But Wakona Lokota when Amanda, is it not going backwards still? Is it not a situation of we're going to buy the player and then the coach will have to come and work with the player? Because if they've really not said anything to him, then how come are they recruiting for him? Right? Because they are the ones who said they've not said anything. But at the same time, you look at Pito signing a 4-month contract, then it makes you think, it's a short-term contract, which means by June he'll be back. But then the question is, why not bring him in Jan? Because he would have had time to coach the team. Those are the many signs that make me think, then there's no way. There's just no way that he's coming into Chiefs given all of these things that are happening. So I doubt it. Who played is saying you are still rusty. You mean you can't play friendly games? Exactly. Because I'm sure the other PSL teams that would have liked to play friendly games. Even lower division teams, just to get yourself ready. Because there's a possibility which they did play some teams, but they won't tell us because they know which if they did, then it's over king of foot that on its own. Marvin saying all the players at Chiefs are demoralized, bad coaching. Played the same second half. I guess people know what about in a changing room. Nothing apparently because Basa catch still. And you have on they look more hungry in this game. Because the pressing that they are doing, Umane saying body language of players is so terrible. They are so casual on the ball. He went straight to his that's the red card, the way the ref did it, or it's not. I was getting scared. I was getting scared. Usbongobuko is saying, can Chiefs sell a stake? Boma 25. Oh, I'm sorry to laugh at that. Can Chiefs sell a stake? Boma 25 to a football person who's gonna be involved in the sporting area and they can deal with the business because United is doing the same as they've given Radcliffe. You know what? They would do that if they were not family business. United does not belong to the Glazers, as in it's not their family business. They bought it, right? But Chiefs created it. Because Angithi Nalelo Punja, even Kaizer down, he bought back the stake from Prime Media, the group that owned 40% of the stake. So he bought that stake back because the whole point is not to try and have external investors. The point is to keep it in the house. Upobo, when he said it's family business, he was referring to such things. He was referring, who played is saying family business. Yeah, man, let's look at you. And he once again reminds us, we need a striker coach. This team will give you stress. We've now missed two one-on-ones. Here's another chance. Frostler is going to shoot. That's too easy for the keeper. There wasn't much power behind that. Siyabonga is saying I suck. Lala pants. Okay, we got the in time. Okay, to Bruce. Yo, something is wrong with my Wi-Fi, guys. Like, it's bad. For the past few days, it's been horrible. So the game is stop, start and stop, start and stop. Must go to MTN tomorrow and tell them. But you are subjecting me to nonsense. Just like Chiefs. Umanda is saying at this point, if we get beat or Nabi, it's a win. Even though Nami, I doubt. Yeah, it's that thing, Uti. We are hoping. We are hoping, but reality is none of them. I think it would have to be so bad for Chiefs to see Uti, we can't do it. Like, if they can finish the season outside of the top 8, or maybe even 5th outside of the top 4, which top 4 means nothing in South Africa, by the way. So saying we finished in the top 4 means nothing. The thing that means anything in South Africa is being number 3, number 2. If you didn't win the league, you must at least be 2nd for Champions League or 3rd for the Confederations Cup. So top 4 means nothing. So that is why I'm saying that. Here's another break. Pass the ball. Pass the ball! Pass the ball, actually. Pass the ball, mate. Pass the ball. Honestly. Just release the ball early. Kumele iqhutso wheels eliphume, actually. Mele aliqhube lize liphume. Mele nje aliqhube lize liphume. Ize liyophuma ibhola bengalipasi ngani early. Ufuna ukuzazi obe ayoba perpendicular to perpendicular ya now uma ngephysics. Ufuna ukuthi azabe adjacent ngizakhuluma imaths still. Unizozabe semva wakhe before amnikeze ibhola. Ungakuthi akuphasi ngani ibhola. Phasi ibhola. Hayi suka. Moses is saying Johnson got enough time to prepare and get players playing style, but Chiefs is still the same. Still the same. Same. Ngangilokhu ngishilo ngathi mangithi mina akunasikhathi lasidingayo, because here's another thing that might happen in this game. We might score and win, and people will say, oh, give the coach some time, we won't. Nonsense. Ayikho into esiyidlalayo la. Uplay is saying family business, keep that in mind. Umanda is saying this is why I don't like Njabulo Ngobe center back. When I missed the club, I was reading comments. Let's go. Oh, great. Olashi Bola foot. Moses is saying Johnson said he doesn't want any player, and I wonder what is he planning. All right. You know what, Moses? Go right in that, because that would just mean he would have brought in more players and made them look more average. So it's fine. For me, it's fine that he didn't bring any players, because bringing in more players and making them look average is just not going to be. Is not going to make sure still. So fine. Akangalandi badlali. Uthi mfumbe ngembibi zami. Yazi bethi ngempela umuntu owenza nje ufuna hey wena pass ball. Spiritual is saying we need an ice cold center forward. Not these guys, bavedane bashawe igwababa. I saw a finish ka Ivan Toney. Like there are men who are running towards him, trying to close him down. And then he just places the ball. I'm like, this is ice cold. Sterling Ikolaka against Man City. He's in the box with one of the best center backs in European and world football. Who know DS, Laguno Stones. Umago Kyle Walker, the best right back. He just turns in, places the ball. Done. Oh, Laba 1v1 no keep us a catch. And then Marvin is saying when we are an insurance company with a jersey before it. Spiritual saying to Chris is the only one trying to do something in attack. Yabona into ngokuduphi ukuthi ubusy. So kuba busy kwakhe kumenza kube ngathi wenza something. I saw someone who was saying don't confuse movement with progress. About le deep, because the Chiefs, they are just running all over. No matter because Kansas City, he's a hard worker, but in his hard work, what does he do for us defensively? What does he do for us offensively? Busy body. But then you look in that business, in that extreme hard working, what does he have to show for it? Nothing, nada. You understand? Now to praise okay, if 1v1 catch. Of course it did. And I keep on saying, get a striker coach. I sound like I'm an idiot. What's happening? Brian is saying, our player decision making is the same as one of my 8-year-old nephew. I am sure they can do better. At least my instructions, even Nabafana, they do better than this. They know when I say move, they know when I say press, they know when I say call for the ball, avail yourself. Ingane. Usibongo is saying at this point, just playing Fundo Vilagazo Shabalala, because they are better at 1-2s, can unlock defenses with their passing, and it's time for Gonzalez to see him as he's been scoring goals for our friend. Sifuna ukumbona ukuthi ukhona uGonzalez uzongena nenze that difference. Abona ngomshini esilahle ibhola. Yo, Khosi yami. Ngiyayizwa lento ishoyo ukuthi bring on umfundo vilakazi nomuntu ushabalala. At the end of the day ingane lezi. Umdu is only 18 turning 19 this year. And then ngazi kodwa uDu Pre futhi mayigetsha nje. At the end of the day ingane lezi, and you bring them on they don't do well, it knocks their confidence. So they are better off sitting on the bench. Because bangena kwabangathi bayaboza, then we are the same fan bases of a blame. Bakhala ngeleya 1v1 ayigejile Mandla beno spiritual. Liberty saying our players have learned the art of looking busy and doing hard running with no end product. Angithi lento engisho nguMatu ukuthi uMatu uyagijima but mawuthatha ukubheka, do you have control of the midfield? No. So ukurana kwakhe, is it closing down people? No. Okay, fine. He's running. He's probably just helping us control the tempo of the game going forward. Are we controlling the game going forward? No. So then what is he running for? You get me? So there's just a lot of these things that you end up asking yourself, Moses is saying to need a single training with someone who will train him on what to do when facing the goalkeeper. Otherwise, we are beating our fan. Angithi lento engisho, get a striker coach. Ngizolokhu ngisho nje, I will even sound like a broken record at this point. But get a striker coach. However, angiboni ukuthi my mic is no longer connected. Get a striker coach. Hey. Ansasho nani ukuthi my mic is probably not connected. Where am I going to connect it now? I put it here. Get a striker coach and ngenu Dolly bakhipha umshini. Okay, for once they are doing something that makes sense, ne? They are bringing on a 10 and they are taking out a 10. That makes a lot of sense, ne? That makes sense. Umanda is saying, it's good that Bafana left to Priest at home. This is worse than Mahopa. Umahopa uyayenza into akumele ayenze. He holds up play, he does the things. Buka noDuli mngakanani. Now and then spiritual is saying we're making Royal goalkeeper look like Kune in his prime. Yeah, even worse. We are making him look like a prime Buffon. We're making him look like a prime World Cup winner or something. We are that bad in our finishing. Oh. Oh. Out is born. Dolly is in. We'll see Gutiana, what will he give us in this game? Because I can also just do this. I can change the mics. I wanna see because the other mic is running out of battery. If check receive battery, no. I see now why these people I see now why usually the batteries for the broadcasters, they use a battery, not doesn't take was parallel. But at the same time, they don't go on for 3 hours like me in this live stream. I'm going to be quiet for a second because I'm changing the microphones. Changing the microphone. Changing the microphone. Okay. We're back. Quick and back and back. So who Moses is saying, I smell 1-0 loss. Now it looks like we're playing with 2 DMs. We've been playing with 2 DMs the whole game, Chevelle. I only realizing now. Those two men were interchanging. Sometimes sometimes Castillo stays, Mart moves. They've been doing this all game. Cause Vele, about even Namanj, the way they are plays, let me see who's advancing. Now Castillo, now Mart. None of them, then Mart advances, which is just worse. Whoa, Khosi Andy Lempisane scoring a winning goal. I wouldn't be hurt. I would feel like, yeah, it serves us right. Mo to play the role of Andy Lempisane. But that's a clean win there. Totally, that man is offside. Is that a good pass or not? Head it over ish. Nope. Sibongoboke is saying this is easy team to break down. We don't have players who are technically gifted with the ball with a high IQ. My game plan would have been for them to play short passes and move the ball around. Angithi yabona inkinga akusibona abadlali vele. Well, abadlali bayinkinga nabo to a certain extent. But the major problem will always remain coaching. That's the major problem that we have in that FC. So I think that that's why a team sometimes it's better when we actually have a reference point, a striker there, a big man. Because if we do that, then but when we do play the ball forward, kuna reference point. So Majirani scores the winning. Messi is saying, I'm not even watching the game, I am watching your live. DSTV Premiership. How fat is Dolly now since you said he has entered? It's not as bad as the fatness that he has had before. So maybe I will give him credit for that. He's not as fat, but it still doesn't look like a fit footballer as a footballer should look. So credit to him for not being as fat. Usbongoboku is saying Bakatel and play it in those pockets and play a market back and to praise off for Gonzalez. How are they going to bring on someone who's going to give us a reference point, a hold-up play? Because as for a reference point, it's in as for so since we want to chase after the ball, then it's nearly impossible for the team to actually, what's the word? Play a reference point. That's what's happening right now. Uman saying, but before the 2-8s with Mart playing more forward, Mara now it's like 2 flat 6s. You know why I think, to me, the reason why it looked like Umart no Saile Umbebe no Castillo were both 6s even earlier on. It's because when I looked at them, sometimes it was Mart who was deeper, sometimes it was Castillo. Bengabona belokubeshintsha kanje because uNgcobo was more of a 10, but it could have been my mistake. Angilibuka kahle naleli bhola leli. But my thing is that iChiefs izofaka umduduzi shabalala manje. Spiritual is saying change to pre. I'm sick of that guy. He keeps on flopping. But who played is saying Kicken is not fat. He's a sbutubut. I know that thing. As amantombazane futhi waqala lento ukuthi umuntu ethe ekhuluphele nje athi angikhuluphele ngisibutubut. Sibutubut son. That even sounds worse. Manda saying yes, they were interchanging as a 6 and 8, but there was always 2 8s. Mara now there is 2 6s, which is just as bad because Tutuzi Shabalala should not be coming in for Umodi. Not that I'm saying Umodi should be staying a grounding. I'm saying that Umtu Shabalala should be coming on for Umart. Let Castillo play as a 6 alone and have more attacking players. We have 19 minutes and when Usafunuk defend. Or better still, take out both Castillo and Matt. Bring Umteto to be a single pivot lapa. Besudlala ama 802 Utoli no Mtu Shabalala. And then you can still bring on someone else as a winger. Bring on Umashiane. Wait, how many changes have we made? Because Bebenga Fagu Gonzalez as a reference point. Also Crossello Umashiane Mabeki Pumod. Besebeki or Woodmanje making 4 subs. What if there's an injury? But take off one of the strikers and take off one of the midfielders and bring on a striker and bring on 2 midfielders. In that way, you still have 1 sub left in case there's an injury. So bring on Ushabalala, who's going to come in and do the things as an 8. Bring on Mashiano or Crosser, take out Dupree, bring on Gonzalez. So in that way, you have 3 players. Nope. So now we make 1 change. Auto Spiritual, credit him for not being fat. There's credit to him for not being fat. There's no professionalism at Chiefs. I was accrediting a professional athlete for not being fat is just ridiculous. It's not like we would go to someone who has whose profession is to cook and say, oh, credit to you for cooking today. It's your job. It's your job to cook. So agazi ukuthi sizothi credit to you ukuthi uphekile namhlanje kanjani kumsebenzi wakho. Saile, is he gonna take a shot? He does and he misses. First thing I've seen as a proper shot. Umanda is saying, oh, I read that. MP Mkona is saying, Ganbe Gwenzwan claim in pre-season. If you don't have it, you don't have it. This is coaching. You need to have it. If you're not good, you're not good enough for Chiefs. And I will say this. Come back development to Johnson, but not to coach a senior team. Umes is saying, I also wish to know what they were doing. Unan manje lono selele boxing umntaka bani Castillo kwenzakaleni bamenzeni Nkosi yami Castillo abantu Mandla saying yazi Njabulo Ngcomo is not a center back, he must be a midfielder because he wants to dribble at the back. That's the problem ngongcobo lento emshayayo. Funny enough, I don't know who I talked to somewhere or what, and they were talking about how Njabulo Ngcobo actually used to play as a 6, and sometimes that is why. Who was this? Was it Baxter? I forget who it was. I think it was Baxter who played him as a 6. So yeah, Sibongobuko is saying they can bring on Fundo for 15 minutes to combine with Shabalala. Honestly, I would rather see him and give a club a chance. The defenders of Raleigh AM are slow. Angithi phela the word is they are protecting him. Same way they are protecting Samgelo Zwane ngobe ngasekho na starting 11 na match day. But if free kick, Blade is saying imagine him to do Mfundo Zwane and kicking at the same time. Inkinga angithi asifuna ukudlala ile inkinga awuthi sibone kule free kick yenza njani. Umdusa kwayekora ni free kick, I don't remember. Awudoli and also Mason when usuzo carefully bowler. How was he expecting the ball to curl around that wall? Yeah, Baxter made him a 6. How was he going to curl that ball around that wall at that angle? No, I've never. Yet today, Ukiken Toli, in his eternal wisdom, thinks he was going to score. Ivan, what's the battery life looking like? It's gonna last 15 minutes. Hi, Shem. Has been angas. angazi futhi ngoba ngingazi. Hope forward. You know what, right now, the feeling that I have, which is bad as a Chiefs fan, I feel like Chiefs needs to lose this game or draw it. So that, or draw it so that we can really see where we are. Because the problem with our fan base, we get an 84th minute winner by Dupree. Then we are Real Madrid. PSL is not in our level. Calvin Johnson is Pep Guardiola and Jurgen Klopp combined. And Carlo Ancelotti. So my problem is that if we win the game and it doesn't reflect anything about our performance, people will think, we played better. We played a good game. So I want them to lose. As hurtful as that will be, but I want Chiefs to wake up. The problem is that even if they do lose 3 games in a row, they're not going to fire Johnson Manje because they stuck with him and now they want to stick with him. Yeah, it's fine. Anyways, who played the... Usbongobuku is saying the spaces are literally open, the center backs are wide open. Can they exploit there? How can we see this as fans and they cannot see it? I feel like I would rather, like, sometimes coach, they do some stupid things that make me go, why is it? Oh, that's a good shot, Sahil, you are right. At least it's accurate now. Bad cross. And then man saying Chiefs is undermining us. Played to kick and things is De Bruyne as Gapela. Not De Bruyne leaves some free kicks for Foden Bagwe Taibu. And then Kushot Sahil Kushu spiritual. The rally part is saying true, if we win, it's going to give us the wrong reflection of the game. And to give the coach a chance. Because I want to check how long typically how long does the preseason last? Ne? How long does the preseason last? Because as far as I'm concerned, season yaphela ngo late May. So players have June, like the first 2 or 3 weeks of June off, or almost the entire June off, and then after that they come back for like a whole month, mid-June to mid-July, or mid-June to mid-July, depends on which team. I'm thinking Uti Burnley came in earlier than all the team, but they're gonna get relegated, which is not the point. The point is, pre-season is usually 4 to 5 weeks, and teams come back if no coach who had a pre-season. City, okay, the team had a pre-season, that's why they performed. Because the excuse for Johnson has been, Johnson didn't have a pre-season, so you can't be charging him. He had a pre-season. So, Umandla is saying, your Chiefs has made good players bad. Do plays like Mahlasela and Jai. Show no frost lalaba, but they are losing their hairlines. Manje sebeba namantlontlo. It's the stress of playing for this team. It's the stress of poor coaching. And the Royal M is Joelaga. Beza nguhlanti beza through the middle. Like if you have 41% through the middle, 41% through the other side, then that should tell you Guti the weakest swing. If they are going through the middle for most of the attacks, say is Umez is saying Mara Saleng scored a free kick with a tighter angle. Usaleng Fetu last season, he was walking on water, so so we cannot say much about Saleng's last season because now he's failing to replicate it, which shows Guti it was something special. So anything he touched turned to gold. uqinisile played uCastillo noSayile bayazama. Let's see uSayile taking man on now. Inkinga kaSayile unengqondo encane. Yazi uyabona ukuthi ibhola is still in his control. Yet he still wants to cross it ngenkani. Ufuna ukulicrossa ngenkani. It's on his weak foot. There's only one player which is in the box and is the shortest player probably in the pitch, and yet he's forcing a cross to him in the middle of 3 Royal AM defenders. So he outmuscles the guy who's marking him, but then he fails to do the right decision. Sometimes he acts like a very unwise person. Usal Dupreez is same as Mvula Hadebe. Uyamita Chiefs should have scored those 2 chances. That is true. Those 2 chances nje Dupreez ama 1v1 clear. Ngabe unamagola u2 ne-assist uDupreez as it stands. Uplayed uyabona bazama uCastillo. uCastillo mfethu uzozama noma manje indlela iChiefs ebheda ngayo nasekuba ngathi udlala udoti nje. Sibonga is saying, how did you not exploit this side of Matlaba and play 1-2s around them, knowing this guy is slow? When I was Buku, it's the hope that kills you. But I won't say much because Kwamina I was hopeful. In lanes on too much. Like many young agalento guti, lama chita laba aba practice ukshad these long range shots echimine practicing. And you can see how wayward they go. Yet on a match day, they think now they can take this shot. Sile is not smart, shame. Oh, Sile. Ushula Rona is saying Sile is not smart. He's not. I like brain capacity. They don't use it. They don't use it. Sile Kibati, Ukibati, Ubanu Kibati manje played. Spiritual is saying Sile lacks composure. He does. Calculation and thinking on the ball and looking around him. You would think a player playing for Kaizer Chiefs should know this. But then again, Benchelinto Mazane Lalelo under 15 Wuti. Listen. Qalaza around you, and guess what? Iyaqalaza uyabafundisa abanye abantwana ukuthi benzeni, and then they start doing it. Hayi abantu abadala abadlalela iChiefs abahola ama1000. Kodwa mina ngizolokhu ngishilo. At times you're as good as your coach. Kukhona to coach udoti wo coach kodwa futhi kukhona ukuthi coach ongekho right, sorry for using that word. Kukhona abadlali abacoach or coach better, but they still produce individual moments. But to see how bad a coach is, check how the rest of the team is playing. Because if the team is playing bad, the entire team is playing bad, then you know Guti, the problem is not the players. But if maybe 1 or 2 players were playing bad, then we are talking about benching those men. But if everyone is playing bad, we are bonus. And now the Chiefs have put themselves in a very tight spot. They can't fire Johnson. They had this chance, January, not to fire him, but to say, okay, we found a permanent coach. Because that's all we're asking for. Find a goddamn permanent coach. I am so sorry. But find a permanent coach. That's all we're asking for. We are not saying fire Johnson. Johnson did not come to coach Chiefs. Johnson came to look after the development. So find a permanent coach. No, These guys will not find a permanent coach. Instead, they're going to look like, I'm getting pissed. I am getting pissed. What's the time? 24%. Is over right for laptop. Yeah, now he's looking all confused and whatnot. Now about Duba Khosi amuze wakondini wena umfana wabantu. Andingane kudidisa iyeke idlala kudidisa ngoba uzoyihlalisa ebenchini vele ngenze lutho la. Blade is saying if we go away with the point lana mana ngibukele move uqala ukuthi iphelelaphi. I think this has been the most interactive live stream I've ever had. I've hardly watched the game, but thank you for engaging, because I'm watching the game, I'm talking, so it's making this more enjoyable. How then I lose 10 people at they are active chat and then people leave the stream. Anyways, let's continue. MP Mkwana is saying I've tried being patient with Saile. He's not Kaizer Chiefs material. We also need a proper number 10. Ngobo is not it. But what was Ngobo during, like, who's this, Gavin Hunt's time? There is no way that Ngobo was a better player when he was 21 than he is at 24. That just doesn't happen. You don't lose all that momentum in 3 years. No ways. No freaking way. Cannot happen. Umanda is saying silent to pray and do all leg composure in the box. Mara, I expect them one day to wake up and be goal scoring machine with composure. Oh, people ranga. The guy Pella who knows how to score goals, who just needs to be put in the box. Oh, PN. Ageko. Kodwa zidlalisa abantu abangekho compose. Like how many times has Ranga gotten chances in the box and how many times has he buried them? I will tell you. He got one against Cape Town Spurs, he scored it. He was just outside the box against Polokwane, he buried it. The other times, he's always expected to play in the middle. So it's clear vele ukuthi inkinga akubona abadlali. Ngoba ngeke baboze bonke Jehova. We just consider. Oh, Manla saying Calvin failed at Super Sports and then Baxter and Tinkler came and done well. Senior is saying these players now I'm starting to doubt if they Chiefs material of scams. We are tired of hoping for nothing from them. Joba ngizoloku ngishilo mina. Ngeke baboze bonke. Ngeke. There is no way bafethu ukuthi all these players are bad. There is just no way. Release the ball. Mthatheke. Sebe recovered. Oh, Sahil. Marvin is saying, but if it was talent issue, then we wouldn't have the expectations that we do from these boys. When they were bought, they were impressive. Kodwa buka njoka still. Angithi lento engiyishoyo. I am sounding like a broken record. But this is what I'm saying, guys. There is no way that all the players can just be bad all of a sudden. All of them had a meeting. Let's be bad. Spongoboko saying this guys talking these type of shots. Go TikTok, Mara. They can learn there and practice in the gym. I'm sure these players are on the phone a lot and don't use it productively and learn techniques. I'm about business lay queen. Nanso nje into ehluphayo South Africa ukuthi abadlali they are not taking their careers serious. Umuntu unikezwa a 3-year contract. I feel like it's an overall thing with South Africans ukuthi we don't take our jobs seriously. Not all of us, but most people don't take their jobs seriously. Just as much as you blame abantu lapha ama social home affairs for not being respectful and rude. It's like in nature as South Africa with our careers aswathathi serious because we feel like wait, we're entitled to them. And that's the same thing they're doing here. They are playing nonsense. Because of Dupri buyers, akekho umuntu ozomkhipha. Desakhe scheme. Umar tusekhona grounding. Bamsapha umfundo vilakazi. Bazomdlalisa 3 minutes. Uyevelelwa noma ulokhunje uDuba. Ungazodlalisa ingane 3 minutes. You had all this time ukuthi umfake, uzomfaka in the last suka. Kuningi mfowethu, yazi kuningi. Kuningi nje futhi kuningi. How passport releaser. Let's go. Is offside. And then you have Marvin saying we definitely don't have a coach. The rest. Mart, I will repeat, is the most wasteful player I've seen play for Kaizer Chiefs. Akai did not lose balls like this bad as he was. Angithi mina Mart nithini na, he's the hard work. Now I've been saying uDuba usiwaphi ngalesikhathi. Awumfaka ngani uDuba ngo70 or ngo75 or ngo80. Awuzomfaka sekusele 2 minutes. For what? Ukuthi enzeni? Kuno Gonzalez ebenchini. Vele ubafake bonke. Faka uGonzalez, khipha noSayile loya, ufaka uGonzalez, ufake uDuba ngo8. Vele nikhahle libhola ke bayoliheda phambili. Hey, soak. And then fire a permanent coach. And then Usal Kashaga is saying, guys, you are too negative. Even Sundowns and Pirates were bad Izolo. It's a first game. Have peace, guys. Sundowns were bad first half. How many Sundowns starters were there? Washak. How many Sundowns players were there? Starters. Temazwane wasn't there. He's the start. In fact, let's do this. Their whole back four was not there. Right? So 4 players, abangama starter e Sundowns, ama defend, were not there. That's one. Number 2, 2 players who are their midfielders, Utembazwane and Nomkwen, were not there also. So you have entire 6 players who are missing from the starting 11. Yet, you are going to compare that with the Chiefs, who made only 2 changes to this team. And they are bad. And we are talking here about the coach who promised us beautiful football today. And we are not seeing beautiful football today. Umandla is saying Martin Castillo both playing 90 minutes when our mid is... Manin, Umar to second grounding. Utoli kanti utolu ngenela umu. Guys, utola kangenela Umar to ngenela Khosi ngiphile ngoba. In my head, I'm thinking Umar is no longer playing. Hayibo, for the past 20 minutes, nyana ngithi Umar akekho grounding. Uphi? Akakhahle ibhola ukhipha ngifuna ukubona ukuthi uphi Umar grounding. Uthi ngibona. No, ngiyakayeza ukhona ngempela. So that means he yaphela igame. Okay, ngizokwenza i-post match njengamanje. So I'm going to end the live stream. Wow. Time wasting ungawaste isikhathi wena. And then they look sad. Guys, I'm about to record a post-match video manje. So thank you for joining me. I will see you there. Bye-bye.